Hello everyone, welcome again to the channel. Today I want to share with you this story which I just recently was aware of. It's about Slovakia and their plan to give some MiG-29 fighter jets to Ukraine. So the plan is like this. Says Slovakia can donate its Soviet fighter jets MiG-29, and in exchange the Czechia will patrol Slovakian airspace starting from September until the MiGs will be replaced with American warplanes. So that is the plan, and they will be replaced with 14 US-made F-16 fighters. Initially, the plan was to have them this year, but then they say the delivery date has been pushed back to 2024. And apparently the Slovak Air Force has around 12 MiG-29s. So those are the ones that are going to be replaced. And so I want to say one more thing. They say that then the logistics of how this will be made is in my opinion a little bit ridiculous, because there is no solution for this. First of all, they say, okay, if they are going to fly these planes from Slovakia to Ukraine, that will be perceived as Slovakia becoming officially a party to the conflict, and that will be considered an act of war, possibly dragging NATO into a conflict with Russia, or not, depending on what will be the reaction of NATO to Russia attacking air bases in Slovakia. So I don't think Slovakia will risk it. And then they have this other thing. They say the other option is to transport them or deliver them by land, but that will risk the vehicles being targeted by Russian jets or missiles once they cross into Ukrainian territory. So this will not really help, and I don't see any solution whatsoever for this. Whatever they do, they will run into trouble. I think that was the reason why the plan was scrapped back in March, because nobody wanted to do it. Initially, the plan, if you remember, it was to also Poland said they were going to transfer the MiG-29 to Ukraine, but then they say, okay, but we give you the MiGs, but then you deliver them, so, referring to the United States. And also, this is not like some kind of humanitarian gesture from the part of Slovakia. They are going to have these planes replaced by US-made F-16 fighters. So who is actually going to pay for this is the United States, and Slovakia is going to get rid of their old fighter planes, and they are going to get them replaced with new ones. So it's not all very humanitarian. No, they are going to replace all fighter jets with new fighter jets. But in my opinion, this will never happen, because there is no way to do this without either risking escalation with Russia or getting the jets destroyed. So I don't see how this will play out, honestly. Repeating again, that's why the plan was discarded back in March, but they're floating it again. I don't think it will materialize. If you remember, these are the numbers that the Russian Ministry of Defense releases every day about the losses of the armed forces of Ukraine. So starting from February up to July 4th, which is today, is 230 airplanes have been destroyed, and they plan to send another 12, which I don't think it will help in any way. Like we said before, the Ukrainian army is not working in an integrated way. That's why any equipment that is delivered to Ukraine is not helping to change the course of the conflict. Because if they send 12 airplanes, they are going to be destroyed. Russia has very effective air defense systems, and they have numeric superiority in fighter planes. So fighter jets are just sitting ducks waiting for Russia to take them down wherever they are going to put them. Apart from that, I think many airports have been destroyed by Russia also. So I don't know if they have any airports left where they can safely land these planes. No, it's just a very small number. Very small number, 12 planes compared to 230 that they had at one point. It's not going to change anything in the big context of the war, but they keep sending weapons, and of course people will die. Maybe the pilots will die, or they will successfully launch some attacks and some Russian soldiers will die. But eventually all those will be destroyed, and then the war will drag on longer time. So this is going to cause only more pain for the Ukrainian people. That's why I always say that my opinion is that the Ukrainian state should negotiate for peace. I already made a video on this, so I continue to support this position. And this comes again, says Ukraine does not give up plans to join NATO. And this is from June 29, so very recently. This is coming from TASS. Says Ukraine has not reconsidered its intention to join NATO. This comes from Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmitry Kuleba. Says the reason is why not. The question is written out in the Constitution. Besides, the bloc structure is the most effective security mechanism in the European space. We see that since the beginning of the war, NATO has not made any steps towards our integration. And they won't make any steps. They didn't make them before. And that's what got Ukraine into trouble from the first place. So what I see is this stubborn attitude of the Ukrainian politicians to continue pushing the issue. That is also one of the reasons why in this video where I lay out the possible peace terms that Russia will want to impose on Ukraine, I see the need for the Ukrainian army to be completely disbanded, completely cancelled. In the constitution, Ukraine should never be able to have an army anymore. Because if they are allowed to have an army, they will try to join NATO again. So this is going to cause a permanent problem for Ukraine, a permanent problem for Russia. So the only solution is to completely ban the army. So it won't have any possibility to rearm itself and create another security problem for Russia. That's my opinion. So nothing really changed in the position of Ukraine. They don't seem to learn anything, politicians, in my opinion. On either side, Ukraine, they're still floating the same stupid idea that started this conflict. And then European Union countries continue with the same stupid idea of sending some fighter jets. Sorry. So that's it. Let me know what you think about it, and as always, I ask you to please like this video, share it in social media, and subscribe to the channel. I hope to see you again very soon. Thank you for watching.